just rounding out week 1 of half marathon training. My half marathon is the middle of December. So this week and next week, I'm gonna continue playing with some nutrition support, some recovery support, and different training modalities as far as getting ready for amping up some mileage for the half marathon. So I'm bringing my workouts or my runs inside. It is getting really hot and very humid here in Texas, and I just don't want to have that extra fatigue on my body. So I'm bringing it inside on my treadmill here at home with some Peloton training, and then of course I'll do some training at the gym as well for some cardio. But Sundays are going to be my double run day. So I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna do a longer endurance run with some inclines, and then I do a hot yoga sculpting class after that. And then in the evening, I'm going to do a faster paced endurance run, more like a progression run. So that's exactly what I did today. It felt really good. On my progression run, what I'm gonna do is warm up, and then for 1.5 miles to about 2 miles, I'm gonna slowly progress my speed every 1/10 of a mile. So today what I did is every 1/10 of a mile, I increased my speed by 0.1. So started at 10:55, ended at a 9:31. So I'll continue to do that just to get my feet accustomed to some speed. And then for the nutrition part of things, I'm running my Sunday morning run fasted. So I'm not gonna be eating anything. I'm using my Lumen metabolic tracker to test my metabolic responses to my workouts as well. So I woke up this morning in a high fat utilization mode. So I went into my run knowing it was going to be endurance, so a slower pace with some inclines. And fat utilization is how I want to train my body for my marathon. So I trained that way this morning. Then I had some electrolytes, amino acids, and my creatine before my Warrior Sculpt class. Then I came home and ate a full meal, and then rested a little bit, hydrated, and then did my progression run. So I'll do my progression runs fed and my endurance runs fasted. And that's the way I plan on training for my half marathon. I've run 2 official half marathons. One, I ran carb loading and glycogen dependent, and it was a horrible experience for me. I'll get into that as we progress through the next couple of months with training. And my second half marathon, I ran 4 years later, ran it much faster. I felt much better, and I did it fat adapted, and my physique responded to that much better as well. And my training was better also. So that's what I'm gonna do for this half marathon as well. And I'll be sharing little tidbits of that along the way with you guys. So in total today, it was about a little under 7 miles of training. Tomorrow, I am not sure what I'm gonna do in the morning. I might just go for a brisk walk outside, since I'll just be walking outside. It's not a big deal. And then tomorrow night, I have strength training and a yoga recovery class. So that'll be for Monday. I'll walk you through my different training philosophies as well, again, as we go on and as I'm kind of weeding through what's working and what's not working. And then this is something to do whether you're training for a half marathon or not, is always test how your body is responding to different nutritional loads, different training loads, different recovery loads, what you're doing with supplementation, because there's no one size fits all, and you really do have to experiment to find what works for you. Never in a million years would I have thought that carb loading for a half marathon would have been disastrous, but it was. And fat utilization, this is why I'm such a big component of intermittent fasting and fasted training and fat utilization and not carb loading. If your body responds to that as well, you're gonna be fine. Nothing bad's gonna happen to you, and you just might find that you thrive there better than if you're depending on glucose utilization, or what I call glucose dependency. So you gotta try things out, figure out what's working for you. Don't always take the expert's advice because they're not an expert in you. You're the only one that can be an expert of you.